Good afternoon, everybody from the UK and Europe. And if you're from the USA or Canada, it's a little bit earlier in the morning, but we do appreciate you jumping on here. So, a lot of people are wondering what is all the hype about with the Super Patch Company? Well, I guess lots of you have seen the billboards in Times Square. You've seen things on social media. You've seen all these amazing sports athletes in the UFC and all across everywhere just wow, we're blowing up. We have something that is drug free. It has no ingredients. It's non invasive. It's safe for everyone. And we're just so excited to share this with the world. So, what are we talking about here? It is right here. This is the super patches. Now, they're 2 inches by 2 inches. They have patterns on them. All the patterns are different. And all you simply do is take this patch, and I'm just going to show you how easy they are to apply. You peel off the backing, you take it and you stick it on and you just flatten it out and you feel the difference. That seems pretty basic, but if you actually knew what was going on behind the science in this, it would absolutely just blow your mind. And I'm not really going to get into the technical part of that. I have videos I can show you that will explain it in understandable terms for all, not complex it is. It's incredible what it's doing for so many people. So the Super Patch Company is revolutionizing health and business, and an incredible opportunity awaits. All you have to do is be a product of the product, and then your belief system will be so sky high that you will want to share this with everybody that you know. So let's go invent tomorrow instead of worrying about what happened yesterday. This was Steve Jobs. You know who this man is, and my gosh, did he ever change the world? He didn't look at the fax machine and say, "Ah, that's, I guess, what we got from here on in." No, he went and took it a step further, and we all know here we are with iPhones and iMacs and everything you can imagine that makes our life so much simpler. And that is just taking hold of new technology because it always is changing and it's going to replace old technology. So there is a technology boom, as we all know. Just take a look at these companies. I told my father to invest in Apple back in 1999 when it was $13 a share. Guess what? He didn't invest. And guess what? I was a new entrepreneur at the time, so I was unable to have any funds to go in it myself. And I missed the boat. And that's just what kind of happens because sometimes, you don't believe something. Look, it's Amazon. Uh, everybody laughed. Ah, no way, that's not going to work. Who reads books? All those different things. And then all of a sudden, the company pivoted, and Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. Well, some days he is, some days he isn't, but I'd like to be in that battle for first and second if I, develop something so incredible. And you look at the other companies, same situation. People invited, Mark Zuckerberg invited people to check out Facebook. People laughed at him. And now it's the most incredible social media platform that there is on in the world right now. So we need technology. It helps our lives. It changes our lives. It makes our lives better. And that's certainly what we want and what we're always searching for. So any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So if I was here showing you something like, a cream, a potion, a lotion, whatever it is, it's not really that exciting. And why? Because everyone in the world has the exact same thing. We are not a Me Too product. This is not what we have. We have something that nobody else in the world has, and that's so important to understand. And the awe factor on this is jaw dropping. If you experience the balance assessment, you just, put the patches on, feel the difference. You're going to understand how this is indistinguishable from magic. And that is just reach out to whoever's invited you here today to feel the difference. Now, the Super Patch Company has hacked the neurocode to develop technologies that can help improve the lives of millions. What happened was Jay, back in 1983, his mother, Jay is the inventor, CEO of the Super Patch Company, his mother got diagnosed with MS. Now, back in MS, basically they had one piece of paper, front and back. That's all they knew about MS. And basically, his mother was told, "Look, you're going to have to go home. There's nothing that we can really do for you." So Jay as a 13-year-old boy, just could not accept that answer because his mom was this vibrant matriarch of the household and then was ended up in a wheelchair paralyzed from the neck down. So Jay went on a mission, and he went on a hardcore mission over the last 40 years. He put tons of money into this. He's been doing this for 15 years, and he has invested $22 million of his own money to develop this technology. Jay does not need this money. Jay wants to help 1 billion people. That's our goal number one. And the other will follow behind us because we need an economic system wrapped around this to make it sustainable to help as many people as possible. And that is with the help of those on this call today or anybody in the future that finds out about this. We are so excited, and we want you to guys to know why we're so excited about it. So our technology is called vibrotactile trigger technology. Basically, there's a pattern on here that touches the skin. The skin is the largest organ in the body. What happens is waves get stuck or broken, and we are just reconfiguring and sending another message, another wave to fix the wave that's damaged. And a video will explain it way better than I could because it will actually draw it out for you. So just keep in mind, I know you're thinking this is out to lunch, and hey, I get it, but it is real. We've been doing this, and we're just on top of the world because of what we have to offer people, and it isn't invasive and all those things that other things are. So every bodily function has a neural code, including breathing, walking, balance, pain, stress, sleep, all of them. But some of these get stuck or damaged for a million reasons: poor health, wellness, and performance. And then it leads to more invasive things, and just it's a slippery slope when you're not getting to figure out what is the problem. People are shoving drugs down their throat. This is not what we want people to do. So the pattern and ridges on the patches are like a QR code. So just think about our phone. We take the phone, we scan the QR code, it takes this complex message, it decodes it, and it sends us somewhere, whether it's to a promo, to a Facebook group, to a website, whatever the case may be. So we have 12 different patches for 12 different issues, and they all have their own unique QR code, just like we all would if we were promoting something. So we go a step above. Our patches are FDA registered. And what's most important is we have peer-reviewed published studies, okay? These are in journals of pain. They're in journals of sleep. The studies keep coming in. The next one we'll have is for the Peace Patch. And it's just incredible because this is not easy to do. This takes a lot of investment. This takes a lot of research. And this is all done by third party. We have nothing to do with it. Jay was told, listen, regardless of the outcome of these studies, we are still publishing the results. And what did Jay say? Go ahead. And they were even stunned after they did the testing on these patches, because they were the ones that did the control group. They did everything that was needed. And this is where we are today. So another reason why this should be believable is look at this lineup. If you look up any of these doctors, Mark Sacra, Anna Toker, Mark Boff, Alex Schoss, Michael Clark, and Marty Miller, there is no chance that they would put their name behind something if this wasn't real and just powerful and just kind of, goes right in line with what they are doing and the things that they're trying to help their patients with. So what do people want these days in their wellness? Well, pain management. They want better energy. They're concerned about their brain health, cognitive decline. We've all went through a very stressful 3 years. People have limited mobility. They're afraid of falling. We're stressed out of our minds like never before. There's neuropathy. People are, worried about aging quickly. Sleep issues just rampant, and people want to have an optimum immunity and be able to combat sickness and all these different things. And then from a performance side of things, we want better exercise, sports performance, power, strength, endurance, recovery, and all those things. But what do we currently have? Well, good old drugs, right? Good old, here you go, just take 85 of these over the next 4 weeks, and hopefully things change, and hopefully you don't need this pill to counter the side effects of this one. And I mean, I've seen people with a tray of pills that they take every single day, and they probably don't need to. And we're not saying stop your drugs or whatever. We're just saying, hey, look into what is serving you and what is not, and sort of, try to find that mix. Because I'm not saying we don't need drugs for certain things. Of course we do. But there is an overload and an overabundance and an over prescribed situation going on. And then there's over the counter products, and a lot of those are just horrible for you. They don't do anything. Some of the stuff that's in there shouldn't be in there. Our body rejects it. There's invasive surgeries. Sure, you could go ahead and do that. A lot of other products, you have to get people to change their lifestyle and, cleanse don't eat for 2 days. And I mean, change your diet, and you have to commit time to jumping on the treadmill. I mean, the list goes on, and people are adverse to that. They're a little bit, they're resistant. And there's a lot of time commitment. There's risk, like I mentioned, like could be surgery risk or whatever, and then side effects. And then a lot of the stuff is ineffective. It's not really serving a purpose, and people are wasting money on things that are not working for them. So what is the Super Patch? What does it deliver? A drug-free solution. It's quick and effective, easy to use. It's non-invasive, non-reactive, child-safe, pregnancy-safe. No diet change, like I mentioned, no lifestyle change, and number one importance, that it's affordable for all. This is what's key, because this is what sets us apart from the rest. We have a powerful technology that is changing people's lives, and it is for $60. You can get a month's supply to feel the difference. And on your first order, you get 25% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's pretty much a no-brainer, and our return rate is less than 1%. That should tell the story. That just does not happen that often. So how to wear the tech, I showed you. You basically take the package, you open it up, you carefully peel off this, I call it a sticker, whatever you want to call it, and you place it on. You don't have to put it on your forearm. That's just a common flat spot. You can put the patches anywhere you want. There's one patch, though, where you want to put it closer to the source of pain, and I will get to that. So here we are. Now we're at the point of, how does this technology work? And this video is the best one to just sort of, it's like a Cole's Note version of a novel that kind of brings it all to fruition, exactly how it works. So this is about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So let's just watch this, and you'll be more on understanding how it works.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15 plus years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single Super Patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain, which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate. So you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey.
So I'm sure you'll all agree that was a very simple to understand graphic that really helps to sort of understand how the inner workings of the patch. Obviously, our technology is proprietary, so we're never going to, well, not me, but the owner inventor is never going to kind of give away his protected IP, because that's what makes us so unique is nobody else has what we have and never ever will. So our first patch is the Liberty patch. That is the one that I put on in the example at the beginning. So this is for balance, strength, stability, range of motion, and all those things. Totally amazing. It is, helping so many people. There's a lot of people like seniors and they fall, or just people that, they're just not grounded, they're imbalanced. And this just sort of, I mean, I've had people that they no longer use their walker or cane now that they've used this patch. So truly, truly remarkable. It is basically what I call the foundational patch. And I will explain another one that has a sport side to it, very similar to Liberty, but Liberty is basically the foundation. And then all the other patches are used as needed. Because, for example, if you have, say, I'm going to go to this next slide, is the pain patch. Let's say you just had the pain patch on. Well, the pain patch does not give you the benefits that the Liberty patch I just showed you did. So the strength, balance, stability, that's Liberty. And then, like I said, the rest of the patches you use kind of like apps on your phone. You don't need this today, but you need it tomorrow, that sort of thing. So our pain patch is truly remarkable. We have a peer-reviewed published study. 80% of the people experience pain relief in 20 minutes or less. That is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And they stopped using over-the-counter products and all this stuff because this became the game changer that they had been waiting for. So the pain patch is the only one that you actually put closest to the source of pain. So let's say you had it on your shoulder, you can put it anywhere in this area that's flat, that makes the most sense. And same thing would be for the knee, or near to the foot, or whatever the case may be, or on your back. That's how this patch works. It works even if you put it at somewhere else, but it just recommended for best results, you would put it closest to the area of pain. So the next one is the REM patch. We also have peer-reviewed study for this. Truly remarkable what happened to people in their sleep. Now remember, this does not mean that Uncle Fred's going to put this patch on and 16 hours later you're going to have to nudge him to get up. This is actually for REM sleep. Okay, REM sleep is the most important sleep. That is those 4 hours of deep sleep that we truly, truly need and our body desires so that it can recalibrate and be fresh and ready for the next day. So the results pouring in with this patch is truly remarkable. So if you want to up that REM sleep and just feel better and have a better day, then definitely this is a patch you want to try. Then there's the Kick It patch. This is for people that have bad habits. And hey, your bad habit may not be my bad habit. We all are going to have a different definition of that. To me, though, cigarettes, invasive acid Coke, sugar-coated donuts, and alcohol in excess is not good for you. So if there's a way that we could kick that, then why not give it a go and see what happens and see if it's going to help you, because most of those things, the majority would feel are not the best things. Hope and happiness like never before, our joy patch. So start feeling your best, wake up, turn that frown upside down. I mean, we have a lot of people struggling with mental illness, and this is definitely a game changer for those that, sometimes they put on a face and they look like things are okay, but deep down they're not. So, don't feel bad reaching out to somebody that is down in the dumps or depressed or whatever it is, and see if you can, give them an option to make their day better. Next is the peace patch. I mean, this is, put it this way, I think that number 7 out of 10 should be 10 out of 10. Let's be honest. We're all stressed. We all got something happening. The world's crazy, inflation. How are we going to pay the bills? I mean, everything just stacks up on us. And, if anybody's floating around saying all is well, I'd really like to know what they're doing, because that's just not reality. So definitely you've got a problem, an issue with stress. Hey, I put my peace patch on before I started this because, hey, I've done these presentations tons of times, but I still get nervous before. And I think that it's not really so much nervousness. I'm maybe excited. I'm but that all leads to, whoa, what's going on? So if I can just calm that down, that's exactly what I'm hoping to achieve. So then we have our Ignite patch. This is a phenomenal patch in terms of it burns calories at a resting metabolic rate. So this patch I wear every day. It's actually on my back. This burns calories as I'm sitting here. It burned calories last night as I was sleeping. And when I'm actually going to work out after this, I'm going to just amp up those calories I'm burning. So it's just going to go at an accelerated rate. And what are some things that may happen? Well, you don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We've seen people losing weight. We've seen people not being as hungry and snacking and all those things, and they just feel like their metabolism is, what they're intaking is actually being absorbed better, and they're just feeling better, and they're seeing things happen on the scale, and that's, hey, awesome. If that's happening for you, then fantastic. But who wouldn't want optimal metabolism so that your daily activities or your ingestion or whatever you're doing is definitely serving you the purpose that it's intended to do. So the next is the Victory patch. Now I did explain that. I was going to just give you an example of, okay, Liberty is for the balance, strength, stability, and range of motion. Victory is for balance, strength, and range of motion and stability and all those things. But it has been tweaked where the pattern is slightly different because the depth of the ridges changes the pattern. And Jay has been able to tweak this patch for sport. So what it does is it helps with muscle recovery or muscle recruitment and recovery. So that's super important to people that are very active, they're sporty, they work out every day, they're in sports, teams, whatever it is. This is what they want to wear. And I would recommend wearing Victory just like the Liberty as a foundational patch. And if you want to wear both Liberty and Victory, that is a personal choice. You need to know how your body feels. And then that is, that's up to you. Because sometimes somebody says, I feel the patch works better on my shoulder than it does on my hip. So that's going to be move them around, always put them in different places, and you're going to find that magic spot. So Defend here is a patch that I honestly can say we came out with, and I thought it was for if somebody had trouble breathing or they had allergies or something along those lines. When it turns out, I ended up going to an event, and we went to this event, and there was a doctor up at this on the stage, and she was doing live blood analysis. So what happened was we took somebody out of the crowd. They came and up to the front. They had never used our technology before. We plucked their finger, or the doctor plucked their finger, took a blood sample, and they then put a Defend patch on this person, and the person went and sat down back in the crowd. And the doctor went on to present and show what the blood looked like on a live scope. So if you can see here, you can see all the blood. It wasn't a pretty picture. I didn't know this by any means. I'm not a doctor, but I did learn this because I went to this presentation. So if you look here, the blood is not round like it should be. It's oblong, they're deformed, the blood cells, they're actually stacking on top of each other, which is called the Rollo effect. And there's not a lot of oxygen around those cells, which is what we want because that blood is flowing through the body. We want oxygen, the most optimal oxygen that could get to our brain and down to our feet and all those things. So what happened was after about 30 minutes, after she explained, this doctor, all the different things, we brought the same lady back up, and she had been wearing that Defend patch for 30 minutes only. We put the patch, she plucked her blood again, and she put the blood on the scope, and this is what happened on the right. Absolutely no joke. This happened in front of my eyes. I've never stopped wearing it, it's over here. Never stopped wearing it ever since. Look at these blood cells. They're circular. There's oxygen around them. They're not stacking as much on top of one another. And if you saw the fungi and all this stuff and bacteria, that is hard to show on here, but it was different. And imagine if she just kept wearing the patch, how it would improve even more and more and more. So now I wear this every single day, even though I'm not even sure, is it because it's preventative? You can't feel prevention. Just like the Liberty patch, you don't know when you're going to fall. So if I can wear a patch that's going to help me not fall, or wear a patch that's going to, make my blood optimal and make sure it has enough oxygen rolling around and gets through the small capillaries very easily, I'm all for it, and that's why I wear it every single day. The next patch is the focus patch. This is for everyone. Here it's a little focus on, children and studying. And I mean, it's crazy out there, this world with technologies, and kids are multitasking on 12 different apps. And my gosh, back in the day, I used to talk and eat an apple at the same time, and that was, multitasking. Now it's just crazy. There's just so much being bombarded with so much. So imagine being able to just focus in on the attention network and make sure it's like, hey, if you're doing taxes, if you're learning to play the piano, if you have an exam, whatever the case may be, imagine being able to have something to help you. And again, always remember, drug-free and ingredient-free. There is nothing in these patches. All it is based on patterns and waves. That's all you need to know. So the rocket patch, crazy, amazing, youthful male performance. You can understand what this means. I'm not going to say it per se, but why not reclaim energy, stamina, and just be a better everyday energy, all these different things that's happening for people. And the next one is the Lumi patch. This is offside. The results coming in. I saw a teammate and I couldn't believe it. She showed a before and after. And on somebody's neck, you can get, that creping effect. And it's kind of, I guess, the skin is, I don't know if it's dry, but it's bunching up and it's just not smooth. And she posted her results after an hour of using this patch. And I just happened to see her at the airport, literally, probably, I don't even know if it was a week later. And I saw it right in front of my eyes. There was no denying what had happened. Not that I thought she was joking or lying or whatever. It's just things that are happening with this still make me go, really? Like, wow, I just, like, where's this going to go? And then people just keep bringing in the things that are happening. And again, it's just using natural biophotonic activation. It happens in minutes. It's pretty awesome. It's just try it yourself and you'll then be a believer. So a little recap, our patches help with a wide range of challenges, from stress to poor sleep, fatigue, chronic pain. We're helping people with strength, improving focus, and all our patches, again, are 100% drug and risk-free, and you'll never have to worry about side effects or anything like that. So the technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything. And this is so, so true. We have a balance assessment. If somebody is beside you, or, right now there's people at an event in UK this is being streamed to as well. This event was, put on by an associate, and we're just so excited because they have an in-house meeting where now they can show the people how the patches work instantly. And it's pretty cool because all I do is take people's jaw and bring it back up because they're in awe of what's happening once they experience it. So let's get into, you experience this product, you love this product, you would like to share this, you need more money. Let's be honest, if I told you all to close your eyes and ask you if you need more money, and if I told us all to open up our eyes, I guarantee you everybody, if we were in-house, would have their hand in the air, because we know what's going on in the world today. So if this is you, then we have an incredible opportunity, a $500 billion market opportunity. We have solutions for so many people. Look at pain, 1.6 billion, energy, 2 billion, sleep, 6 billion. You can see the numbers. They're there, they're real. And imagine we have solutions for all of this. This is not a niche product. This is not specific to somebody. This is for everybody. And that's really what makes us unique and sets us apart from anybody else in the world. So we're 100% drug-free, FDA registered, million happy customers. I bet you we're at almost 2 million now. Amazing clinical trials, like I was sort of showing you there. 30-day money back, made in Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, and a 95% positive user rating. Why is that not 100? Because we'd be lying, and we don't lie. So obviously every product is not for everyone, but ours just happens to be way up there on the spectrum of efficacy and how it's helping people and why they're repurchasing. So over 10 million spent on R&D, and I don't even know how much just beyond that to develop the product. It's over 20 million. It's simple, there's no gimmicks, there's no limits, and we are easy to join, and we're risk-free. There's no risk in joining us. So how do you get started? Well, you can enroll as an associate for $50 in Canada, USA, 50 pounds in the UK, or 50 euros in the UK. With that, you get 2 packs of patches, and you also get the ability to market the products. You get 25% off wholesale pricing. You get training, a free replicated website. You can, be part of the trips and rewards and all the things and bonuses. And you have an amazing support team that will always be there for you. And step 2, after you enroll, it's you may not have product. So if you're beside the person that enrolled you or you're close to them, get the patches and start demoing, doing the balance tests with people. And that is what's going to show them the magic immediately. And then all the other patches will be believable because of what they experience in that balance assessment. So the strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. That is certainly true. So number one, are you a number 1 or a number 2? So you're going to become a customer or you're going to become an associate. So if you're going to become a customer, basically you just reach out to the person that invited you to this. You can go on and purchase. You're going to get 25% off your first order and a 30-day money back guarantee. If you are in Canada and the USA, you can become an associate and you can choose from these 4 different launch kits. And that is something that, you have to choose what is best for you. Don't worry about knowing what's in them and all that stuff. Whoever invited you here can, get that more in detail to you. If you're in the UK, you can become an associate. It's 50 pounds, but then you have to wait 7 days before you can buy one of these launch kits. We all know that's a rule in the UK. So just get in, pay your 50 pounds, and then you can then purchase a kit 7 days later. If you were in Europe, it's the same thing. It's 50 euros, and then you can choose one of 3 packs. And on these, they're just showing the membership included. But again, if you want it right down to the nitty gritty of what's are in these, then whoever invited you can, get those details to you. So we want to thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. Now, what I did was more of the product side and why this is something that, you may want to join as a business. And that next is explaining the SmartShip element to this. So I'm just going to stop my share, or actually I could just try to find Terry. Terry is supposed to be on here. He may not be, and that's okay because I can just get right into it. He may be having trouble logging on or something's up, but he was going to be here. Anyways, so what I'll do is I'll just get right down to it. If you decide to join us, what we say is you're buying a franchise. You're basically buying a Super Patch franchise that allows you to build right now in 37 countries, and the company picks it, packs it, ships it, returns it, and pays us. They do all of that work. Okay. So what we need to understand is what is our financial commitment in the Super Patch company if we wanted to build this as a business. Okay. Because there's a big difference between a hobby and a business. Okay. So a hobby costs money. So I love to fish and hunt and all that stuff. And I end up going to the store and I spend $600 and I might go and get nothing. And it's expensive because then you do that again and again and again. And it's something you love and you don't mind investing in it. And that's a hobby. What we have here today is not a hobby. This is a business. This is opening up a franchise. but the cost of getting in is so much dramatically lower that you need to understand the numbers on this, because some people don't even understand what it is that they're truly building or what they're doing. And we're building a network of people. A, we want thousands of people doing a little bit of purchasing. So we don't need to be salespeople. So what I tell people is, I don't want to be the hot dog vendor on the corner of a busy street and have to try to sell these patches pack at a time, pack at a time. Because in order to make $2,500, I would have to stand on that corner for 30 days to make $2,500. If you do the math, 10,000, 25% commission. That's a lot of work for not a lot of return. So we're not being salespeople. Never be a salesperson. You want to be a sharer. You want to share the technology. And once you share it, that will probably lead to a purchase. But there's intent in our sales. We need people that want to use this, that try it, that benefit from it, that aren't just kind of stuck in this business that they never wanted to be in the first place. That's not what our goal is here. Our goal is to have you join us and understand how it works. So I'm just going to explain to you I used to be a publisher. Okay. I had a magazine. I got loans from banks and all the different stuff, and I leveraged and I got, let's say, 150K approx. That was I got to get that $150,000 back. So that was on my mind. So I borrowed this money. I didn't know what I was doing. I went out there. I built a massive publishing company with my magazine. My overhead was about 120, sometimes to about $150,000 a month. So let me just say that again, 120 to $150,000 a month. That is the risk element I had. God forbid something happen. Hopefully a machine doesn't break down. The list goes on and on. Hopefully I don't have to repair this, repair that. Hopefully rent doesn't rise. Hopefully hydro doesn't go out. Hopefully all those things factor in. Okay. So what I'm going to show you here today is, let's get into a franchise mindset. Okay, if you go buy a McDonald's, it's about 1.5 million liquid cash you have to have before they will even consider you as a candidate to open up a McDonald's. So the franchise mindset is where we need to be, but our franchise is a lot less, okay? Much, much less. So what is our overhead? If you join as an associate for $50, you're now a franchise owner. You have a launch kit that's optional, but let's be honest, if you're doing this as a business, there's kits from $299 to $999. The $999 is the best value. It has free shipping. It has $500 in profit in it. It's a minimal investment into having your own business. Now, you don't have to start there, but that makes the most sense. But you have other kits that you can choose. So your financial obligation to the company is $90. But as you see here, it's showing is $120 because that's the retail, because TGQV is total group qualifying volume. So your commitment is $90. And if you commit to that for 1 year, let's just say you're in this for 1 year, your commitment again is only $90. You have no other overhead, no employees, no headaches, no rent, no leases, none of that stuff. So let's imagine you go out now and you sell 3 franchises to 3 other people. So they join you, they get on a smart ship, they buy a kit, they're ready to rock the business. Okay, so their commitment again is the $90. So now those 3 people, when you do the math, it's another $360 total once you add your obligation plus those 3 franchises. So that's your obligation. 120, 120, 120 is 360. So now, sorry, I'm going to go back to that. Sometimes I click too fast. So now I just did that again. one more time here. Okay. So now that you've got your 3 franchises that got a smart chip, guess what happens? Because those people are on your front line, you now get 2 free packs of patches each month. So you still have your $90 commitment. You're paying that, you're getting your patches sent to you. But now the company says, thank you so much for sharing with others and building your business. We're going to give you 2 free packs of patches each month. Wow, that's incredible. So now everyone that is joined is doing that exact same thing. They're getting people on SmartShip. And what is SmartShip? Why is it important? Well, it qualifies you for commissions when you start building a team. So you set it and then you'll never forget it, because I mean, still check your back office and obviously be on top of everything, but you just set your SmartShip up and you're good to go. You don't have the stress of, oh my gosh, did I qualify this month, and all those different things. So it's very important to understand we're talking about everybody only has this $90 commitment each month. And that is what drives and fuels your business forward. So now let's say the 3 that you just got, they now get 3 each. So now you have 9 new franchises plus the 3 from above. So now you have a team of 12. This is basically in your, let's call it your 3rd month. And now your total group volume is $1,440. So now we'll go to the next month, and you'll see how this is exponential. And then I will explain it all, because this is perfect duplication, and obviously that's not going to happen. So now you get the new 9 selling 3 each. And now you have 27 new franchises underneath you, plus the 12 from above. Now you have a team of 39 and a total group volume of 4,680. Now, let's go to the next level. So now the 27 get 3, it's 81, and that plus the 39 from above. You can see where I'm going with this. So now I'm just going to quickly fast forward to the very end. So this is month 8. Now let's just look at the power of this. The 2,187 people got 3 people each, which was another 6,561 people plus the 3,000. You now have a team of 9,800 people, and you're doing $1.1 million. Now that seems out to lunch, and it is, because this is perfect duplication. This is saying that everything is going to just work out perfectly. But if I say to you right now, what if you could do 10% of this? 10%. Well, 10% is $118,000. That is so doable, so possible. Everybody says, wow, that's unbelievable. Of course I could do that. And even if I don't, if I got 5% or whatever it is, if you do 10% of this, you would be making about $4,000 a month, US. $4,000. What we need to understand is, guess what, guys? This only shows SmartShip. This does not show customers that buy off your website. It doesn't show associates that buy packs. It doesn't show bonuses, rank advancements, any of that stuff. The numbers I'm showing you here is a SmartShip for $90 only. This is where people have a poof moment of, wow, I've been thinking about this wrong. I've been thinking about it in a different kind of way. And this, I hope, changes that, because the next slide I'm going to show you is going to show you why this business is technically free. So imagine factoring into this formula all of the people buying packs, all of the bonuses that you're going to get, all those amazing things. If you want to make $100 a month, this is the company for you. If you want to make $20,000 a month, this is the company for you. And I'm not saying those numbers to scare anybody. It's happening. People are doing this. This is not made up or make believe. This is the real deal. So let's get right to the nuts and bolts. So U+3 and your business is free. This is what I call it. So what's happening is you're on your smart ship, you get the $90 wholesale. I'm even factoring in the shipping, the taxes. I'm not hiding anything here. I'm just being raw, truthful, honest. This is what your yearly franchise investment is. $1,322.16. And I may be off by a quick factor. Maybe shipping is different or slightly changed or whatever. At the end of the day, it's very, very close to this number. So now, because of the smart ship that I just showed you, you plus 3 on your front line, now you got 2 packs for free. But they weren't technically free because you still have to pay the shipping and taxes on them. Again, I'm not hiding this number. I'm being real and honest. So now, guess what? Your yearly franchise fee, because I'm factoring in the cost of the free patches, is $1,423.92. Well, guess what? The free patches that you got, if you sold them at retail, because you only paid 90, you can sell them at 120 times 12 months is $1,440. So what's happened? If you do the math, 1440 minus 14,423, you end up with a surplus of $16. I just call it a wash. So technically my business is free because the Super Patch Company started January of 2023. And I'm going to be honest, I started and I've been getting free patches every single month for those 12 months. And so far I've got them every month for this 6 months. Well, June's about to come. And it's cost me nothing. This franchise was free. I have no overhead and I have a team under me. I support them and we build this together and we work together. That's how this works. So I'm going to stop my share. I've spoke enough here, but I just wanted to really hone in on the power of what this truly is and how you have to look at it differently than just going out and selling these patches. That's not what has to happen. And, I hope that this has been, helpful to you. I hope that the visuals were helping you out and it makes you just, understand it a bit more. And what I want to do right now is kind of open it up to any kind of questions anybody has. Maybe they want something clarified or somebody maybe wants to share their experience with the product. I mean, really, this is open to anyone that, just wants a better understanding of something after the presentation here. So feel free to unmute yourself. I believe you have the power to do that. And if there's anything that I can clarify, please let me know. So I see somebody, I think, coming up to unmute themselves. If you can't unmute, just let me know and I can send you an unmute request. I'm pretty sure you can do it yourself though. Sam, I'm going to send you an ask to unmute. Maybe it's not allowing you to. There we go.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we're good.
Thanks, Paul. Adam here from the UK. Thanks again for the presentation. That was really interesting. And I've been sharing this with some of my friends and family. And what's one of the common things that they ask is how long does it take to see an effect? That's the first main question that we tend to get.
Yeah, so if we're talking about, say, Liberty, which is right here, literally in minutes, like seconds. I mean, we could show somebody immediately exactly what happens with this patch. From there, the other patches, we don't really know, right? Because we're all going to be compromised differently. We're all going to have broken waves that need to be, fixed and the communication, sort of optimized in the brain. So, there's some people that wore the pain patch for a week before they felt results. There's people that wore it for 20 minutes that felt results. There's people that wore it for 45 seconds and got results. So we never want to make a claim or something that we can't say, but my gosh, it's pretty fast what happens. And that's just sort of everyone's going to be different, of course. For instance, somebody just used the REM patch and said, "Oh my gosh, I wasn't really having nightmares, but I was like things were so vivid and it was like, wow, this is crazy." And they weren't sure about the sleep and that sort of thing, but it, the next time they wore the patch, they said, "Oh my gosh, I woke up and I felt like this is wow, this is amazing." And you know, I knew something must have been happening because I never really had vivid dreams like that. And and there's people that say, "Oh my gosh, I used to get up 3 times to go to the washroom and now I don't at all, or I just get up once." And I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens. So we definitely don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I mean, that's why experience is definitely everything, and consistency. Because don't listen to Fred on Google that wore one patch and said this doesn't work. That's all over the place for any company, is that's kind of stuff. But you don't get a gym membership and sign up for a year and go on January 2nd after the hangover and then just go, wow, I that gym's not working for me, but my gosh, the last time I was there was June 2nd. And now it's February 14th. So it's just, be consistent, wear it, feel the difference, and, commit to it. Don't just give up after a couple days. It makes no sense, because then people are comparing themselves to someone else that had the instant result. And of course, we would love that for everybody. We know the patches that do instantly help you. We can prove that with the demonstration or the balance assessment. But yeah, just trust the process and stay the course, and you'll eventually feel the difference.
Okay, thanks. Another question was in terms of the patches. So normally it's 24 hours that you should wear the patch for, that they'll last. That's another question. Why do you have to take them off and reapply them after 24 hours?
Yeah, so common question. I have an interesting story on this one too. So what happens is the natural oils in our skin end up breaking down the pattern, because these ridges are so fine that they are so delicate that, over time, once the oils and stuff in your skin, they start to break that pattern down, and people start not feeling like they were feeling. And that's a good sign that, hey, something's, happening. So an interesting story is I had a gentleman, and I keep forgetting the timeline. It's got to be at least 5 months ago now. I've told this before, but he had double vision, and he said, "Hey, I said, look, get the Liberty patch. That's the physiological. That's the best one to start with." So he got the Liberty patch, and he had double vision. He kind of was, yeah, I don't know, but I'll try it, blah, blah, blah. So he ends up realizing, so putting the patch on, and 2 minutes later, his double vision went away. And he phoned me and he was so excited. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, right on. Wow, I didn't think it was going to happen that quick, but that's amazing." And so it was the next day, and it was the next day in the afternoon sometime. And I got a message, and it was like, I knew it was too good to be true. And I went, "Oh gosh, what now?" And he said, "Paul, I got some bad news. My double vision's back." And he said, like, "I still have this patch on and I don't know what's going on." And I said, "Oh, so you replaced the patch today?" He said, "No, I have the same one on." And I said, "Oh, oh, okay, understandable. He's not in the habit of changing patches. That's, you end up forming a habit on that, not kind of right off the hop. You're not used to putting patches on." So I said, "Look, go get another patch, put it on, give it some time, get back to me. I'd really like to, I hope this, helps." So sure enough, wasn't even 5 minutes later, he sends me another message. "Unbelievable. My double vision is gone as soon as I put on a new patch." So he was on about hour 30. Okay. So obviously not at 24 hours, the ticker doesn't turn off and the tech doesn't work. I mean, a good explanation was Terry, my sponsor, said, "Look, you're flying down the highway, you got pinned to the ground, and then you let off the gas." Well, you don't just stop right there where you let the gas off. You continue momentum forward. So the chances are the patch could work on hour 25, 26, but there's a point where very quickly after, it's going to start being less as effective. And then that's going to be kind of understood by someone because of how they feel. So I've had some people with other issues say blah blah blah, they didn't change their patch, they do change their patch, and then they grasp and understand that, okay, I get it, it makes sense. And let's just be honest, for hygiene reasons, I wouldn't want that on there for multiple days. My skin's not breathing when we wear a band-aid. That's not something we do. We pull it off and we put a fresh one on. It just makes sense. So from that respect as well.
Thanks very much. Just give the opportunity for anyone else online that wants to ask any questions.
Could I ask? I think I'm going to share a testimony for myself. Can you guys hear me?
It's a little hard for my, sorry.
Okay, I think we have to go on the hot
In the hot seat.
Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm Sam from UK. Hi Paul. And I know I do Paul's head in every time. I'm like, Paul, I need this, I need that. But for those that don't know me, I had a brain injury about 6 years ago. And I, just to cut the story short, I have a neurological disorder. So my brain disconnects to my body. So my mental sometimes doesn't connect with my physical. So I've been with the brain rehab for 5 years. I've been having a lot of therapy, a lot of treatments, and now I still have a team around me. I am part of a Headway trauma group, which I go to weekly, and that's really just to look at me and you think there's nothing wrong with her, but I do have my struggles, days when I can't get up and I can't get out of bed. So to cut the story short, when I found out about these patches 3 months ago, I jumped on them because I don't like taking medication. I don't like side effects that give me anxiety. And I've not really taken tablets. It's not my thing. So I started using the patches, trying to work my way through to find out which one would work for me. I started with Liberty, as Paul suggested. I think I went on a 2-hour Zoom with Kevin Duguay, and he explained all the neuroscience, and I'm fascinated with neuroscience. And that only came across when I had a brain injury. I wanted to learn what's going on with my brain and my body. I just couldn't understand. I was really confused. Anyway, so 5 years of learning how the brain works and how the body connects. So started on Liberty. I have a personal trainer now. I use Victory for the gym. And it's not for losing weight, it's more for muscle memory. Because some days I can go up the steps and some days my brain forgets how to move my foot, my leg up, and which one goes forward and which one goes back. So I have those daily challenges. 2 weeks ago, I had another head trauma, just bad luck in the supermarket with my daughter shopping, and somebody from over the aisle threw a cricket ball. It was like a cricket ball size ball. It was really strong, a hard ball, and it landed on me, on my head. I was in A&E emergency for 9 hours. I had swelling on my head. If that hit a baby, it would have been fatal, but apparently it's a thing here in UK in supermarkets. People make TikTok videos and they wait for a reaction for someone to scream and then they run off. So that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was in and out of sleep. I couldn't move. My neuro symptoms triggered again. So Matt, who's my PT, reassessed my condition last week on Friday. I was in tears. I was deadlifting 80 kg before that ball incident. Last week, Friday, I couldn't even get on a treadmill. I couldn't even lift my foot up. All that hard work for 3 months I did, it really upset me. So I've been using the peace patch because I've been so stressed. I've been using the REM patch. I haven't been sleeping. I've been using the Liberty. I've been using the Defend because it's really knocked my confidence. And today, this event that myself and Adam, my daughter, my friends are here to support me. It's before my brain injury 6 years ago. I used to be on stage, do seminars at Hayes. I was a very confident person. And this is the first event I've done since my brain injury. It's my first one. So I am nervous, but I have my personal, I have my movement therapist here sitting in the room as well, who knows me very well. And she knows the journey I've been on, my daughter, my friends, they all know the journey I've been on. Adam, we used to work at the same place. So we know they all know where I was before and where I am now. So that's my testimony that this isn't just the business for me. This is more, I use all the patches. I've tried every single patch out and I know how they work. And I'm such a big advocate for them because, like I said, I don't want to take pills. I don't want side effects. So when I went A&E 2 weeks ago, before that, I saw a neurologist who said, Sam, you're doing really well. And he goes, and my daughter said, my mom is waiting to get better so she can get her career back. He said, no. He said, you need to learn and educate yourself about your neuro condition. I said, I can live with that because I was feeling stronger because of my gym workout, my patches. I said, I can live with that. That makes me feel better. And God behold, last week, the incident happened straight after that. So I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? And he said to me, I can prescribe you a pill because I get neuroshocks in my head and they just come on randomly. And it's something like if you've been tasered, the after effects that you get from being tasered. And I say to my friend, do you know when you get tasered? And they're like, no, we've never been tasered. I go, no, but it's what your head vibrates and your whole body. I get these neuroshocks randomly when I'm shopping or I'm out anywhere. And the neurologist said, I can give you a pill and you take it for life. And I said, are there side effects? I said, yes. And I said, what are they? He said, your heart rate may slow down, your immune system may be compromised. I said, no, that's given me anxiety already. I'm not doing that. And I showed him the patches. I said, I'm using these and that's what I'm going to stick to. And that's what I've been doing. I haven't taken any tablets. I don't take them. And I feel great. I can move, but obviously I've had that ball incident. But being stressed then, I'm not stressed now. So that's my share. So thank you guys for listening.
No, thank you so much. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? Is helping somebody's quality of life and, just making it better and helping with, your muscle recruitment, your recovery, all those different things. And it's super important to just use the tools that are going to help you achieve that. And we certainly have those types of tools. So thank you so much for sharing that. And, we appreciate everybody that's come here today. If there's anyone else that, has a question, concern, or anything that can be clarified, please, ask it. There is no silly questions. There's only just being educated and learning. So.
I'll say something.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Kim.
Hi, Sam. So great to see you today. And I just sure wish I was there. I just love listening to you talk. You've got such an incredible story that it's like just so heartfelt. I'm so happy that you're able to find a product that is drug-free. It's not attacking your liver and everything else that those pills do, and giving you some quality of life back. I'm so happy for you. And on another note, I'd like to share a testimony with myself, a little bit of background. Paul knows it. I've been with the company with them for like 7 years, and I got introduced because I have feet problem. I'm a stylist of 46 years, and I have a problem with my foot with floating saphenous bones. So I had a lot of pain in my feet, and now I am able to very active. I play hockey, I play baseball, I golf, I ski. Now I've added pickleball into the situation. So when I say I play these sports, I go gung ho. So I play pickleball 4 or 5 times a week. I play golf 2 or 3 times a week. And yes, I still work full time, but I have this here that sort of supplements the other side so that I don't have to be in the salon 12 hours a day anymore. And I wear the Defend patch religiously every day because I have a compromised autoimmune system and also a lot of allergies. And like Paul said, when we found out about that blood analysis, I was pretty blown away that day too, because it was a visual. I'm a visual learner. I needed to see that. But in the allergy department, I felt it because it took away my itchy eyes, my stuffy nose. So I wouldn't be a day without that. With my sports, I wear the Victory patch every day when I'm doing the sports. The days that I'm not doing sports, I don't wear it. But I'll tell you, my muscle recovery is incredible because I can play pickleball in the morning for 3 hours, work in the afternoon, and go play 9 holes of golf and not have a problem. My muscle recovery is great. I am still energetic. I have no inflammation. I just keep going. Now, my Freedom patch, I don't have to use it all the time, but I had an ingrown toenail taken out last week. And that was on a Monday, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to play pickleball tonight. Or am I going to go play pickleball tonight? It was an argument I had. Well, I had throbbing in the toe, but I wasn't taking Tylenol because I wasn't doing any of the pills. So I put a patch on my toe. Believe it or not, I was able to wrap it around the foot. The throbbing was instantly gone within, like, I would say within a minute. And I was like, okay, I can walk. I'm going to play pickleball. And off I went for 3 hours of pickleball. And that's how fast that one worked for me. Now, when I'm playing hockey, I have arthritis in my hip. I do wear that patch and I put it right on my hip. A lot of questions people ask is, where do you put the patch? We all have different spots. I wear them on my glutes. That's a nice way to say your bum. It seems to stay there. I don't get tan lines. It sticks. I can swim. I can play. And it doesn't come off on me. Sometimes I'll wear one right back here because once again, but I'm knowing with the humidity, it's starting to get sweaty there, but everywhere else it sticks. I don't wear them on my arm because I'm a little vain with my tan lines, just saying. If I'm playing in a tournament, focus goes on. Because if I'm playing in a tournament, I'm usually sitting in a golf cart with my husband and he's telling me to stay focused. So if I put that on first, I am talking only golf. I am not allowed to have my phone on. I am not allowed to talk about anything else, what we're having for dinner, if we're going out for dinner. I'm focused on golf and golf alone. So those are things that I wear all the time. I will say I have been wearing this past month. And like this other girl, that crepey skin is starting to disappear. Like it was incredible. Where does it go? Where does it go? What happened? Like it just disappeared. And so the crepey skin is not there anymore. So I'm not sure the science behind it because I'm not a science girl. And kudos to you, Sam. I have a box of squirrels. So science and going to that level of learning isn't for me. But that Lumi is great. So there's just a testimonial on the average person that loves to play sports. And I'm going to be 63 in 2 weeks. And without this, I can guarantee you 100% I wouldn't be doing half of what I'm doing at all. So, yeah.
Awesome. And I mean, yeah, these stories could just go on and on and on. We actually, for anybody interested, we have a testimonials group. There's over 66,000 people that are sharing stories just like Kim has and Sam has, and truly amazing. So we always encourage you to get invited to that group because obviously that's a third party situation where we don't want you to just, hey, just listen to us. Listen to everybody else and see how many others are benefiting from it. And then, just make that conscious decision yourself, whether you want to try this or not, because, we truly have something that's game changing that, we have a 48-foot billboard, right now, downtown New York at Times Square, running over and over and over again every single day. So, there's a reason why that's happening. It's not because, we're just trying to hype things up. We're just trying to get people to recognize what we have and to give it a go and see if it can change their quality of life. So thanks again, Kim. And if there's anybody else, we've been on here for over an hour now. We don't want to take up too much of people's time. It is Saturday. But if there's anything, we could clarify, just please let us know. And if not, we can get on with our day. And my day is never, I'm usually just getting rocking and rolling now. So I'm way ahead of schedule.
Just share one more testimony because I think it's a live testimony from Maddie, and it's about her mom, and I think it's very powerful what Maddie has to say.
Please do.
But please, guys, if anyone's got any questions, please ask Paul, because he's the guy, and he's, you know, we all have been using them, and we're not just making up these stories. They're real experiencing. So if you've got any questions, we're all here to answer them. But can I bring Maddie on, Paul?
Oh, yes,
okay?
please do. Yes.
We're going to try and get the video on here
Yeah, I
for
think it's
you.
coming now. Hi, everybody.
I'm
So
adding.
we're trying to share a testimony. We're trying to show you evidence.
Could you
Can't download.
you could put it on the phone and show it to the
I'll
camera?
go to the camera.
We're going to try and show you a live experience of Maddie's mum, who's quite elderly.
If I put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys see?
Can you see? No, I don't think so. The light is not too much reflection. Anyway,
Reflection. That's okay.
my mom has been really poorly, unable to walk, and she's been with a Zimmer frame for ages. And I introduced her to Super Patch. And mom uses the liberty and the freedom. I think the first day she didn't see anything much, but she was very optimistic to use it because the pain was so much that she said she could do anything to relieve her of the pain. And it was on the third day that she actually experienced some pain relief and mobility. I took her to the cash point, and I was just so surprised to see mom getting out of the car without her walking stick, without her Zimmer frame. And she said, I know I can do it. And she slowly walked from the car to the ATM cash point to withdraw some money out of the cash point. She's been sleeping well, and she's been able to the pain has been manageable at the moment for her. But it's just a big testimony that watching your mom go through such pain all of the time, unable to move, her dignity and everything had been taken away from her. But now she's able to gradually take baby steps and walk. She's not the fastest, but she does gradually walk without her stick and the Zimmer. I also use Super Patch. I use the Liberty and the Victory because I do back-to-back work, and I used to really suffer from the ball of my feet. It used to hurt me a lot, and nowadays I'm a different person. I never had time for myself because whenever I was awake, I needed my bed to sleep because I just didn't have the strength. But using Super Patch, it has changed my life because I've got the energy now to do things. That's my testimony.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's not always easy to share your story, but everyone needs to realize that they're going to resonate with somebody somewhere when you do share your story, and that's what's very powerful about it. So again, another incredible result, everybody. We certainly have something, again, that no one else in the world has. We're proud of that fact. And just, you know, everybody showing up here today, we really appreciate it. Before I sign off, I don't know if there's anybody else that has any questions or wants to say anything, but if not, that's okay. Let's just get on with our day. Please reach out to whoever invited you here to experience this, and that's what this is all about. So once you have that experience and that story, if you want to refer people to people, that's great. If you want to jump right in and join us, fantastic. We need 1 million foot soldiers. We have about 60,000 right now. So if there's any room for growth, Well, this is where it's at because we got a ton to go still. Go ahead, Christine. I'm sure you can unmute yourself, I think. Awesome. If not, I can send you a request. I'll just do that. Oh, there you go.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. I am in Switzerland and I am for the first time on a presentation in English. Is it possible to have a recording of this presentation?
Yes, I'm recording it as we speak, so I will post that up at the end of the call and put it
Okay.
into the UK Super Patch group and wherever
Okay.
else. I'll put it everywhere I can to make sure everybody has access to it.
You say which group you say UK Super Patch?
Yeah, UK Super Patch group, Team Patchination, My Super Patch Business. I'll put it in all three groups. And then if you
Okay.
don't, or if you're not in those groups, you can just reach
No,
out.
I'm not. That's
Okay.
I am not in those groups.
Okay, maybe now that I see your name, I can try to find me on Facebook as well or something, and I can, send me a messenger message and I can get that off to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And is there anybody else? We're all good.
I think, sorry, I think, well, if no one's got any more questions, I know it's super early for you guys. It's lunchtime here, but we're so grateful for everyone, each one of you for joining us. Big shout out to Paul, my favorite, and Kim, favorite. Thank you, Sheila. Sheila's across the pond as well. Really grateful she's managed to join us. And great, thank you for you guys for supporting me. I haven't got anxiety now. I've got a peace patch on. So now it's towards the end, I'm okay. But thank you guys, and I'm hoping I can. This is one of many. It's not the first and the last event I do, and everyone's welcome. You can always get Paul, live stream Kim, live stream you guys here in UK. Shame you're not here. We've got canal boats going up and down the canal. We've got a lovely summer day outside. So guys, hopefully if you're in UK, pop down to Derby. But thank you, Paul. We're very grateful for you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye now.